Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I've been a little bit MIA, so I hope I haven't lost any of you. If you're new to my channel, my name's Erica, and I am a professional ballet dancer. I'm dancing with a company here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I've been in Army since 2013. I speak Korean, so I don't need the subtitles. I'm not fluent, I'm just proficient. And I am already seeing, those weren't words, I've already seen the video that we're about to watch, so I will not be looking at it the whole time because I've probably seen it like 6 or 7 times. Maybe more than that, probably more than that. So don't yell at me in the comments. And yeah, so thanks guys for being here. I appreciate all of you, and let's get started. We're gonna watch it together. Here we go. Turn up the volume here. So considering there's no choreographer in the room with them for this, it's, yes, Hobie, it's pretty clear that they were already taught this dance. So I like dance practices, as you know. I really want to see them learn it. As opposed to already knowing it, but this is, I think, as close as we get. Clearly a dance made for a woman, or at least a feminine dance, but they somehow managed to make it look very manly. Which is awesome. I made myself a matcha latte. So, fun fact, when you watch this, the camera seems to be against where the mirrors would be in the studio. So you can see Jimin actually looking at Jungkook in the mirror because his eyes are slightly sideways. When dancers are in the studio as much as we are, typically we stop looking at each other like in the eye and end up looking at each other in the mirror more often than not, having conversations through the mirror. So they're still clearly like unclear about all of the choreography, so I miss the Jungkook that wore the big white t-shirts and the Timberlands, because that was a look. They also might be learning this from a video, because as soon as they finished that, they walked over that way. If I had a job where I got to choose my footwear while I was dancing, I would never ever wear Timberlands or dress shoes. I would be wearing tennis shoes while sleeping. I'd love tennis shoes. I have like 20, it's an addiction. I buy so many tennis shoes. I just like to be comfortable. And drop down. And you can tell too, just from their coordination together, and also the way that the dancing looks, that there is a significant amount of like processing slash even just like rehearsal hours that have been between this run through and the run through prior. One of the things that's really impressive about Jungkook is he very rarely marks stuff. So marking is actually a dance and theater term that means that you're kind of going halfway full out with your moves. you're being in your spot and the right timing. You're on the music. Most of the time, people tell you not to mark your arms because then it messes up your timing. But you're doing things lightly so that you're conserving energy. And I don't think Jungkook knows how to do that. This is really impressive. Dude is freaking ripped. Oh, I said do again. As for you. Jimin seems to know a little bit more too for himself, which parts he needs to go full out in and which parts he needs to mark in. I wish that men here could wear overalls like that, because that's a real cute outfit. And he looks adorable. It would not be acceptable in the US, and I need them to get their stuff together. I almost swore again. This seems to be like supposed to be a mark through / maybe whatever they feel comfortable doing. This was for Festa, I think, right? So it would be undoubtedly like the run through before the actual show, like maybe a part-way tech, part-way dress rehearsal. I like watching the rest of BTS watch them during this part because like this is basically their like younger brothers, and like I can't imagine watching my sisters do something like this. It'd be real awkward. I'd be really uncomfortable. This is also the one, I'll have to watch it soon too, where Jin and Namjoon do the hip-hop dancing bit with the hats. Yes, Michael Jackson work. Yes. I love that they're both wearing these overcoat things and suit jackets with shorts. And Jimin's wearing freaking sandals. I'm telling you, I would never wear anything but tennis shoes. The worst is when I have like a modeling gig and I have to put heels on. I love the way they look. Hate the way they feel. I agree, very cool. So yeah. One of the interesting things about this is it kind of brings to point something that brings more, I forgot how to English there for a second. It brings attention to why you do this. To what I said in a different, I really can't English, in a different video about BTS and the way that they dance together and perform together, because when you look at Jungkook and Jimin, they are two extremely different performers, and not even just performers, but just bodies in general. When you look at Jungkook, especially now, this is clearly when he was younger, but when you look at him now, he's muscle bunny. And it's, first of all, it's an attack, I think, personally, because I did not ask for that. And one of my things that I've always felt was really attractive in a man was someone that could pick me up. And he looks like he could do that now, so that's unnerving. But he's a powerhouse. So when you watch him dance, he's very, there's a lot of strength in what he does, and that doesn't just mean like strength, but like his moves are very, I want to say aggressive might be the right word, but it seems too aggressive. When you watch him, like I said, he doesn't mark, he goes full out every time, full energy, and that kind of comes through when he's performing as well. He performs like Rent is due all the time, every day, all the time, every day of his life. And He's got that like shoulder thing, and he punches down, and he brings his forward his head forward. I'm sorry. And then sometimes he does this one and the little jacket flip. But Jimin is like very different. Like his build is different, and I'm not just saying that he's shorter. We know he's shorter, but like that's not my point. I'm not saying that he's short. So y'all Jimin people, don't attack me. I am taller than him because I'm 5'9" and basically a giant. But he's built like a dancer. So he's got a smaller like bone structure, and like a very powerful torso and thighs. So he has a lot of I want to say power, but under control, under restraint. So like that's what it results in, these like beautiful explosive jumps. And when you watch him dance, even when he's doing like hip hop, it's very smooth. My dad always likes to watch those dancers. He comes to all of my performances and he's like, so and so is just so smooth, and he says it just like that. And that very much is a quality that describes Jimin as a dancer. And so when you watch the two of them together, they coordinate very extremely well. But whilst watching them, there's no question in your mind that they're very different dancers and dance very differently. That was the same thing. But yeah, I think that's very interesting. And I'm thinking that the last bit with them in the jackets was actually probably like a dress rehearsal or a tech rehearsal. So fun facts. I should rename this Fun Facts with Erica. There is, when you go into the theater, I don't know why I started that with there is. When you go into the theater for a performance, this goes for most artists, dancers, theater people, like Broadway, musicians, I'm sure, pretty similar. Typically, lighting and sound people and sets go in first. And they do a day, it's called load in, and they literally just load in everything, and then they start to set up the light cues, and they start to set up sets and props and the soundboard, and after that you have like a tech rehearsal, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a technical rehearsal. They run through all of the technical things, like do the lights go with the costumes? Do they start at the right time? Is the music queued up right? Like, are special effects programmed correctly? And they'll normally have the performers, or sometimes in ballet you get stand-ins that wear the costumes and just walk around on stage. I don't know if that's how that works here, but they probably have them on stage in costume, going through it lightly, to make sure that everything works correctly and looks good and is going to run efficiently. And then you normally have a dress rehearsal, and depending on where you're at, what you're doing, and who you're working for, the dress rehearsal can be like either a full run of a show, basically like the show without anybody in the audience, or it could be running the show in real time, but marking things very lightly, like I was talking about earlier, to conserve energy for the actual performance. Seems like that's what they did here. I imagine that when BTS tours, they probably only ever do one full dress rehearsal, because I know the boys are kind of perfectionists, and I imagine their staff is as well. So I can't imagine them not having, I have a big imagination. I can't imagine them not having a full dress rehearsal at all, but they have such a tight schedule, and also they have to conserve their energy as much as possible too. So this sound and lighting and sets obviously would go before them and set up, and once they have everything set in their first venue, I'm sure they do a full run through of the show, But then they can take those lighting cues and the soundboard and everything that's already pre-programmed with them to the next venue, and hopefully everything works out and works the same. And at that point, I imagine they would probably just do a light run through because it's the same show that they've already done multiple times. Like in Jersey, I can't, like, they did like 3 shows for the last tour, and it would be torture to try to do a 4th one, which is basically what a rehearsal is, a dress rehearsal. So they probably just run it in the space to make sure that everything is working, the mics are correct, the special effects are correct, the lights are the way that they're supposed to be, and then the boys know like the lay of the stage and how they're gonna walk and not trip on anything, and oh, the stage slopes down here, and which is a thing, unfortunately. So that's what this felt like, was like a light walkthrough. Except for Jungkook, because he never lightly walks through anything. So I forgot what I was gonna say. So yeah, once again, this dance is very clearly like, the choreography itself is kind of feminine, and obviously the song is as well, and made for female. But the way that they somehow managed to make it masculine is very interesting to me. I don't know how they do it, but they do. And I love it. I love it a lot. So I think that's all I had to say about this one. I really like watching things before they're finished, so seeing them do a dancer thing and look at each other through the mirror is very interesting to me. So the reason I've been kind of MIA is I actually I tore my meniscus again on the same leg this week. So I've been struggling a little bit with that. Just crying a lot. So basically, I have my my ice machine plugged in right now. So my MRI is tomorrow. I will not be performing this weekend because obviously I can't dance on it. So I'm just praying for it to be a small tear and not surgery. No surgery necessary. So that would be great if you could send me positive vibes. I'd really appreciate it. Hopefully my MRI will be done by the time MTV Unplugged gets on, because I really want to see it, and I feel like it would really help my mental state. Like a lot. I'm not going to cry on camera, so I'm going to stop talking, and I hope that you guys are all staying safe and healthy and taking care of yourselves, and I will see you in my next video. Love you, bye.